This is an enormous male rhinoceros iguana. These guys can live upwards of 50 years, no issues.
Now he's a cuddle. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's an honor to be pooped on by Donkey Kong. This is the Cayman Island Caymanensis. I love these guys.
Yeah, she's beautiful though. Nice multi-horn rhino.
She's gorgeous. Definitely.
The kids were freaking gorgeous.
Well, I'm hanging out here at Iguanaland with Jess, and she's holding on to what is not her baby, although they're starting to look alike in the best way possible.
Oh, absolutely.
This is Donkey Kong, and I just wanted to show you guys a really cool rhinoceros iguana and show you exactly what some of them are capable to attain as far as size. Our animal mission is simple: education in action, conservation in action. This is Kamp Kenan. This is an enormous male rhinoceros iguana. I hope my Petro gets as big as this animal here. This guy is incredible. How old is Donkey Kong? Do you know?
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't tell me, huh? Well, that's all right.
I think it's quite close to 10 years.
Wow, that's not even that old for Cyclura. These guys can live upwards of 50 years, no issues at all. So they're a long-lived species. You know that we have them at Kamp Kenan and of course here at Iguanaland. Would I be able to give that guy a hug, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give him a...
Is that normal first off? Like I've never seen anyone hold a giant...
Oh my God.
Oh, now he's a cuddle. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I have lizards.
I warned you.
No, it's totally cool, man. I have lizards at home. I feel it's an honor to be pooped on by Donkey Kong.
It's famous poop there.
It
you
really
could sell
is.
that shirt, really.
I really could. Luckily, I brought a change of clothing. It's because I knew things would get. He's just digging in. This is incredible, man. This is close to 25 pound, maybe 30 pound animal.
Nice, healthy animal.
Really healthy, just beautiful, beautiful weight. You look at the base of the tail and that's how you tell. And you're one of the keepers here at Iguanaland, huh?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been working here?
I've been working here like roughly 3 years.
3 years, and they haven't even opened yet. They're opening up in April. And this will this guy, oh, you gonna keep going? Will this guy actually be on display, or is he gonna be?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's
our ambassador for sure.
This is so cool. You guys will be able to meet Donkey Kong here. I'm gonna put him down because he's
Let me help you.
Hold on, yeah, it's fine. He's still
there
leaking.
it is.
Oh, he's still leaking.
Good times, well timed.
But Donkey Kong. Oh man. Well, listen. Like I said, if you play with animals long enough, you're gonna get pooped on. And that's just, part of being an animal keeper, huh, Jess?
Poo does happen.
Yeah, poo happens, and my God, though, this is a healthy animal.
Yep.
I love, when you guys look at this guy's head, he almost looks like a Pachycephalosaurus, that dinosaur that had that bone. You can see it in Jurassic World. Of course, this is fleshy, and on the males, it gets really pronounced, as do their jowls, and that's a lot of fat. Again, the males have these because it's a way to signify to the females, check me out, I'm good looking, I got some fleshy knobs on my head, and I got some big old jowls, and of course, they do as well have a dewlap. And what he's doing right now, guys, if you've never seen this before with Cyclura iguanas, this is kind of a happy pose. This means he's really happy, he's okay with me scratching him. If you look at the base of his tail, the base of his tail is down on the ground, but here, the tip of his tail is down on the ground, and the base is raised up. If this animal were upset at me or perturbed, there'd be some head bobbing, and the tail tip would be out and ready to whip you. And in fact, if I were to go over to that female, I don't want to do it because you can see.
She's already ready.
Yeah, she's already a little bit stressed out, so we don't want to hurt her, get her upset anymore. But if I were to go to that female, she'd probably give me a good whip with the tail, and that's one of their defense mechanisms. And be assured that even though this is a herbivore, I'm sure working here you've had some interesting experiences with some of the Cyclura. They're tough.
It's not a fun bite. They do, although they have small teeth, it is
It's pretty
effective. It's effective to get you to leave them alone. That's
definitely,
for sure.
Definitely. I actually had someone caring for my animals, and thank goodness he was a younger guy. Thank goodness the parents were cool because he did something silly. He tried to put the lizard in his lap when the lizard didn't want it. He was going to give the lizard a hug. He was a little bit younger. The lizard just really quickly turned, bit his knee, went through the jeans, and gave him, he needed about 8 stitches. So it was a quick love tap. So definitely understand that these lizards can give you a good bite. However, as far as having a, quote, pet These are amazing if you get them young and work with them, because they're just tremendous animals. I love them. And this is one heck of a specimen that you get to hang out with, Jess.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorites for sure.
All right, well, very cool. I think we're going to go see another species of lizard.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to head over and see if Ty's ready for us. This is one that I've been wanting to get involved with, so maybe Ty's going to help me out to achieve that goal. Let's go check it out. So I found Ty, and he's of course working with his animals, but these are a species, Ty, that I'm definitely interested in. I love Cyclura. I have the Cuban rock iguanas. I've got some Lewisii iguanas. Now these guys are related to both of those, but the brachiensis, is that, how do you say it? It's
Okay,
Caymanensis.
so the blue iguana, Grand Cayman blue iguana, a Cyclura lewisii.
Okay.
Right? They used to be Cyclura nubila lewisii, but they changed that and they're the full species.
Okay.
Right. So under the Cyclura nubila, there are two species, the subspecies.
Okay.
So it's Cyclura nubila is
Right.
the Cuban iguana, and Cyclura nubila caymanensis
And that's
is
what we're
Cayman
looking
brac or sister island.
Okay.
Iguana.
Yeah, and I love these guys, and you could just see they superficially resemble the nubula, the
Right.
rock iguanas, the Cuban
Right.
rocks.
Cuban,
But you know, there's a little difference in the face.
Yeah.
There's definitely a little bit of a difference. Now, as far as these guys, care is identical, right? Is care the same? The same?
Absolutely. Carrots exactly the same. We feed them the same thing. Their personality, I call it iguanality,
Yeah.
are the same thing, right? Very similar. Of course, they all have their individual, good and bad, right?
Gotcha.
And some are definitely more friendlier than the other, right? So they all have individual characteristics.
Yeah, this
Or
guy's definitely
traits.
inquisitive, and he's also, being the dominant male in this
Right.
little area,
Right.
he is certainly letting his presence be known.
Exactly.
So these guys are really cool. For me, it's one of those situations where I like to have a little bit of a representation of all the different different species of Cyclura. I've got the rhinos. Like I said, I've got the blue iguanas. We've got Cuban. The bracs are nice. Now here at Iguanaland, you have, how many different species of the Cyclura do you have?
Right now we have the lewisii, and they're hybrid. We can't have the pure one.
Right.
And of course the caymanensis.
Okay.
And the Cuban, which is the nubila. Then I have the recordi.
Yes,
right?
beautiful.
And of course I have lots of rhinos too.
Yeah.
Right.
Very cool.
So, eventually I would love to have all the species of Cyclura that legally I could have.
Right.
Obviously.
And how many species of Cyclura are there now?
I believe there's, oh gosh, I forgot. Maybe 13.
I
12,
thought, yeah, it's 13.
right.
Pretty much every Caribbean island had its own species of Cyclura or rock iguana.
Right.
So collectively they're known as the rock iguanas, and you'll often hear me say this in the videos, that as a group, as a family of lizards, they're some of the most endangered lizards on Earth because they live on islands.
Right,
And
exactly. Right,
so
right.
what happens is, people outcompete them for the same real estate. They build their beautiful resorts, but they don't think about the animals.
Right.
And that's quite unfortunate. Then, of course, feral dogs and cats will be
And another thing why they're endangered, and technically some of them are not endangered, because some of the island they live on, capacity might be only 1,000 animals. Okay,
Yep.
so when you say there's only 1,000 animals in the whole world, you can't really have any more than that, because they only live on this small island, and some island I think is smaller than my farm.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Maybe there might even be 10 acres. for
Gotcha.
instance, Right?
And
So-
that's just, so go ahead. Sorry.
Right, so basically, when you say there's only 1,000 animals endangered, it's kind of like, not really.
I understand.
Right?
Yeah. Well, an animal can be considered endangered even if it's just an insular animal, an animal that lives on an island, because any kind of natural disaster like a hurricane could potentially wipe out the entire population. And I know animals that are near and dear to you, the Fijian iguana.
Right.
There's a large group of those animals at the San Diego Zoo,
Right.
and the reason those animals are at the San Diego Zoo is because the government of Fiji decided to send a satellite population there so that that if there's any kind of natural disaster on the island, the animals then can be restocked, which is very important, and it makes a case for what you're doing here as far as breeding these animals in captivity. We lessen the burden on the wild animals, and we could potentially, if a catastrophe happened, you know, restock down the road. You know, you wouldn't necessarily, some people would argue against that because of DNA and bloodlines, but I think having animals on Earth instead of in captivity alive is better than extinct, in my opinion.
Plus, I think that animals like this is ambassador, right? And if people doesn't know, they don't want to conserve things they don't know. Right? So if they come and meet these animals and say, oh wow, that's how I started with these guys. You know, I got one rhino iguana and fell in love, and I said, wow, you know, I need to help them in the wild. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. Education is very important.
All right, well, there you have it, everybody. So we met two really special groups, or two special species of Cyclura. We got to meet Donkey Kong, and I got to meet a lot more of them than I bargained for. But that's cool. We got to also meet a very nice human animal. I mean that in the best way, Jess. You're great. Thanks for helping out Ty. There you go. Oh, you got a little albino lizard. We'll have to do a little short video on that coming up. But very cool. As always, it's a good time hanging out here and learning about these animals with my friend Ty. Come on down and check out Iguanaland when it opens in April. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna hang out here. What's his name again? Okay, John. His name's John. We'll see you later.
Oh, not all my animals have names.
I hear you.